Grammar, Unit 1, Lesson 4, The Simple Present Tense. Learning objectives. Dear students, by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to use adverbs of frequency with the simple present tense, identify the spelling and pronunciation of final S or ES, the simple present tense adverbs of frequency. The meaning of adverbs of frequency. An adverbs of frequency tells us how often an action happens. So, an adverbs of frequency tells us how often an action happens. The meaning of adverbs of frequency always means 100%. Example, I always pray in the mosque. Usually means 90% to 99%. Susan usually brushes her teeth. Often means from 75% to 90%. We often watch TV after lunch. Sometimes means 25% to 75%. John sometimes makes his bed. Seldom means from 5% to 10%. Our teacher seldom comes to class late. Rarely means from 1% to 10%. My father rarely travels abroad. Never means 0%. My sister never eats meat. So dear students, here the verbs pray, brushes, was, makes, comes, etc. are in simple present tense. And you also notice that the adverbs always, usually, often, sometimes, seldom, never, these are just before the verbs. The simple present tense, the position of adverbs of frequency. Use adverbs of frequency between the subject and the simple present verb except main verb be. So we do not use adverb between the subject and verb in the case of verb be. Examples, I usually walk to school. Here usually is just before the walk, means to say just before the walk and after the subject. Walk is verb and I is subject. Another example, Khalid often takes the bus to work. Here often is just before the text and just after the subject. So here Khalid is subject and text is verb. Use adverbs of frequency after main verb be. So be means am is are. So in the case of am is are, we have to use adverbs of frequency after am is are. Don't use after the subject. For example, our teacher is always on time. Here always is just after is. We are never late. Here never is just after are. So we conclude that the simple present tense, the spelling of third person final s, add es to verbs ending in sa, cha, sha, and x. So, dear students, whenever we have sa, cha, sa, and x, we add es to the verbs. So here, was. At last, sa. So we added es, washes. Examples: Ali washes his hands before he eats. Teach, teaches. Cha. So we added es. Example: John teaches English. Miss, sa. So we added es, misses. Example: Tom misses his mother a lot. Fix, x. So we added es, fixes. Delete the y and add ies to verbs ending in y and is preceded by a consonant like t, b, l, s, n, k, r, p, b. These letters are called consonants. Examples: y. Here y, and before y there is consonant r. R is consonant. So we delete the y and added ies. Examples: our baby flies a lot. Here baby is singular, so we use flies. Here fly. At the end there is y and before y l. L is consonant, so we omit y and added ies. Example: my father flies to Dubai every month. Here my father is singular, so we use b5, flies. Here try, y, cross y because there is r consonant, tries. Example: Mary tries to lose weight. Study. Here before y there is d. D is consonant, so you delete y and add ies. Example: Ali studies computer. So if the verb ends in y and this y is preceded by a consonant, delete the y and add ies. Add only s to verbs ending in y and is preceded by a vowel like a, e, I, o, u. These are vowels. Examples: by. A y, at the end there is y and before y there is u, and u is vowel. So we don't delete y, we just add yes. Example: my father always buys us some ice cream. Here my father is singular, so we need to add yes. If we omit delete y, it will be wrong. We should not delete y. Next example: say. Here before y there is a and a is vowel as well, so add only yes. Example: the sign says back in 10 minutes. Here the sign is singular, so we add here yes. Enjoy. And before y again there is o and o is vowel, so we just add there yes. Example: Mary enjoys traveling abroad. And Mary is singular, so we add yes. Again another example: play. Before y there is a and a is again vowel, so we only add yes. Example, Bob plays football once a week. Here Bob is singular, so we need to add yes. So guys, whenever there is y at the end of verbs and it is preceded by a vowel, we need to add just yes. So some verbs are irregular. Examples, have. The third person singular of have is has. Ahmad has two brothers and one sister. Here Ahmad is singular, so has is used. We cannot use haves. If we add there yes in have, it will be incorrect. Do, here the irregular form for do is does. He often does his homework after dinner. So we use does with he. Here go, goes. Salma goes shopping every week. Salma is third person singular, so goes is used with Salma. So have, has, do, does, go, goes.